Hello viewers, my name is Akome Idahosa. Welcome to my channel. I'm out to sample people's opinion if they are satisfied with the job of INEC chairman Professor Yakubu in the just concluded general election. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
No, he didn't do a very good job. And as a matter of fact, he should be arrested. The election chairman should be arrested, and all members of his cabinet should be arrested because the election wasn't free and fair. There were electoral malpractices all over the places, both even the FCT in the full country. It wasn't free and fair. He didn't do a
So,
good job.
okay, what do you want? Do you want him to resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from his
No,
post?
no, 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 no. Resignation is not an option. He should resign. After resigning, then he should be arrested.
Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
No, he did poorly. If I was to rate him, if there's anything worse than F9, I think that should be the best score for him.
So do you want him to resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
Actually, the institution called INEC should be scrapped because they've never met up to expectation. How can you spend over 300 billion and 4 years preparation for an election and you have so many flaws? All the election has more flaws than things they achieve. So I won't see the reason for having such an institution. Instead, let the government institution be in charge of election. But I don't see any reason. It's a waste of taxpayers' money in Nigeria.
He should resign.
Eh?
He should resign.
Not only resign, the INEC as an institution should be scrapped. It's a waste. It's a waste of Nigerian taxpayers' money. How can you waste 30 billion, I mean 300 billion? Or you can quote me on the figures. In preparing for an election for 4 years, and you have so many flaws. Year in, year out, every year, every election year, we have all these flaws, all this nonsense. It should be scrapped.
Thank you.
It should not exist. Is the institution as an in fact, it should not exist as the chairman of INEC, and the institution as an INEC should cease to exist because it's a waste of Nigerian taxpayers.
Thank you. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a very good job in the just concluded general election?
No, capital no. The man is not doing any. He is not doing any good job there. Just the bias. He's supporting one particular party, which he's not supposed to be. So the way he conduct the election, he thought. I don't know how I want to put the way he contest the election. But the man deserves to be sacked for that position because he did not deserve to be an INEC chairman.
So what do you want? Do you want him to resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from that post?
I want him to resign. Or if he failed to resign, let the president sack him for the post because he did not deserve the position. He's there bias.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
I don't think so because it is obvious that the election isn't free and fair because everybody know what they want and we know who everybody vote for. So to me, I don't think he did well. It's not free and fair.
So, sir, what do you want? Do you want him to resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
Um, since we all know he has gone against the rules, the law, so he need to serve his punishment. Because the election, I believe, what we are electing with, that the election will be free and fair. So they pump money into those stuff to make sure there is equipment for it, the beavers and others. and he promised us and assured us that all those things are working properly well. And unfortunately, reverse is the case. So the money that was given to him for those things, what did he use it for? Is question we need to ask him. So all those things, after that, he served his punishment if he's guilty, which we all know the answer.
Sir, what do you advise INEC to do in the next election? What advice do you have for them?
Before we talk about the next election, let's deal with this present one first, because I believe the matter is still going on. So let's deal with this one before we talk about any other election. So I don't have anything to say regarding to that.
Thank you. Sir, do you think INEC chairman, Professor Yakubu, did a good job in the last just concluded general election?
No, I don't think so. What we have now is a cesspool of corrupt politicians who influence uh, professors to ring elections for them, and it happens so badly that uh, a time will come, the same professors will be saying they're not paid, and just because they think that it's business as usual. But the truth is that it will never get better if we do not take the bull by the horns, if we do not change the situation, if the youths do not take their own destinies in their own hand. A time will come, there will be a revolution. Even in this country, there will be a revolution whereby people would fight to ensure that things are done rightly, as it happened in China and other parts of the world. So it will get to that stage. We are getting very close to that era where the youth will take their destiny into their hand and they will stop the nonsense. They will stop the nonsense. Yes.
Sir, what do you want? Do you want him to resign, or do you want Buhari to sack him from that post?
Buhari sacking him, he resigning. They are just of the same, they are men of the same kidney. Buhari is as good as INEC, because the election that brought Buhari to government was credible, at least. So this is the worst election we've had in 30 years. And so it's not Buhari, it's the system. It's the system. So nothing will get better. In all advanced countries, when your name has been tarnished, what do? You resign. You resign. But what we have here is, I stay in power till I die. And so it will never change. It will never change. It will never change.
Sir, what do you advise INEC to do in the next general election?
Yeah, if they say they were going to transmit the thing through electronically, and in the end they are doing it manual, it means they are corrupt in themselves. So I think if they really want to end corruption, if they really want to conduct a credible election, then they should do it the way they have told us they will do it. What they did was just to transmit it manually, because they know that if they do it electronically, it will be transparent. And so they know the problem. They know the problem. And these are professors. These are professors professing nothing.
Thank you, sir. Sir, did INEC chairman, Professor Yakubu, did a very good job during the last concluded election?
No, not a very good job per se, because the expectation of majority of Nigerians was that once an INEC chairman gives guidelines, we expect that the guidelines should be followed. Even some party agents that were there during the collation of the results, they draw his attention to follow those guidelines, make reference to the beavers and the RF portal to see what is there, and their agent, what the result that they give, compare it to what you are announcing here. But he said he was going to review it later, only for us to hear that no, the result has been announced around 4 a.m. Most Nigerians were sleeping at that time, and those results were not reviewed. So the expectation wasn't there at all. It didn't meet up to the expectation.
So what do you think? Do you think he should resign, or do you think Buhari should sack him from his post?
No, on a normal basis, in Nigeria's situation, they would just like to stay there. But in advanced countries, the person has to resign. You have to resign. Once you fall the expectations that Nigeria have upon you, that you failed it, you just resign. You resign. That's the normal thing to do.
Thank you. Okay. Sir, do you think INEC chairman, Professor Yakubu, did a very good job in the last just concluded general election?
I don't think so that he did very well, because in Nigerian history, I've never heard or seen where general election, precisely presidential election, is being declared the winner around 4 p.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. Supposed to be something that at least everybody we be able to get the necessary information at broad daylight. That's number one. And secondly, where election is being taken like 3-4 days before it will be concluded, and also the beavers was not able to work, and they promised us, which whereby we are all Nigerians, and a lot of money was spent, and he said out of the truth that the beavers is going to work, and nothing worked. So at the end of the day, people were also complaining, and both the rumors and every other thing, they said that he was able to earn money and they paid him off and all. So I don't know. But according to INEC rules and regulations, to me, I believe that he didn't perform very well.
So do you think he should resign, or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
According to the Nigerian constitution and based on the present election, we all know that he didn't do very well. To me, I believe he's supposed to resign and look for a better job, because he's not capable to be at that very seat according to INEC rules and regulations. So I believe that he should resign. Or probably they should arrest him.
Thank you. Sir, sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
The man was not fair at all. It wasn't fair. All I expected from him, I didn't get it from the man. Even the INEC for offering the beavers. You understand? We were hoping to get a credible election, but this is a total mess from the INEC. It's not only me they disappoint all Nigerians all over the world, both in diaspora and anywhere. You understand? To me, I want the justice to be fair. Now that they're in a tribunal, I want it to be fair, so that there should not be compromise, or they should not just look into because they're in power. You understand? They have all the election materials over there. They have to check.
So do you want him to resign, or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
I want him to resign. I apologize to Nigeria with an apology.
Hello, sir. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the last just concluded general election?
No, he didn't. He didn't. Because due to the electoral law that was signed into law 2022, it actually said all results will be uploaded into the IREF directly from the polling unit. But nothing of such was actually done. So it's a 0/100%.
Do you want him to resign, or do you want Buhari to sack him from the post?
In short, without hesitation, he should resign, step down. Every other INEC staff, they should all resign immediately, with immediate effect, because he has failed. He toyed with the mandate of 200 million Nigerians. So we can't take that shit. Nigeria needs to move forward.
What is your advice to INEC office in the next general election?
See, we need transparency in everything we are doing. We need to tell ourselves the truth. What is happening in this country today? It now looks like a child's play. Nothing is being taken seriously. Everything is just upside down. So if they want people to believe in them, because before the election, people were like singing one song, which is the problem we are having is INEC. And they actually prove our doubts right by not conducting a free and fair election. So in order for them to get the trust of 200 million Nigerians back, the next election that is coming up, in short, as a matter of fact, the election tribunal that is even holding now, or the petition and whatsoever now, if they know what is good for themselves, let them just come out with all sincerity and say, we messed up, we are doing this, okay, this is the result, let's tender it to Nigeria, so Nigeria will see everything. It's as simple as that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
No, he didn't. What he promised Nigerians was different from what we saw at the last election.
Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the last just concluded general election?
No. He performed woefully. So he failed us. He failed us. He failed us. So such a man should not who have been given that professorial position. So I will even ask that the university that gave that provision should revoke that professorship. So that is my position.
Okay, sir. Sir, what do you want now? Do you want him to resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
Because the first question, if I want him to resign, the truth is that we Africans, we don't resign our positions, except we are forced out of the position. So I know he will not toe the path of honor by resigning. I think the only alternative left is for the president to sack him.
Sir, what advice do you have for INEC?
My advice is that first, a new INEC chairman should be appointed, while this one should be sacked. And then once a new INEC chairman is appointed, someone that is credible with proven pedigree, then we can begin to look for, we can begin to feed probably something good will come out from that institution called INEC. As it stands now, there's nothing good that will come from there. So that is what we say. But if I would advise the institution, INEC, I think they should leap up to their name, that name, independent. So they should be independent so that Nigerians can be confident when they conduct elections in the country.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir. Hello, sir. Do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
Actually, the concluded election, if you ask me, different people had their own view, but if you ask me, I would say the INEC chairman didn't do a well-deserved job, because before the election there were criteria listed out, there were some procedures they told us that they are going to follow, some guidelines, okay, some modus operandi that will enable them to serve us effectively. But unfortunately, those guidelines were breached. So for that, I don't think he did a very good job. Though he tried, but it wasn't up to our expectation.
So, sir, what do you want? Do you want him to resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
When you talk about sacking him from his post, he has done what he could do. So as for me, the best option for him is to just resign, because Nigerians can never trust him again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the last just concluded general election?
He did not do anything at all. I can say he did not do any good job. The job was very, very poor. He did not perform to the expectation of an average Nigerians. In fact, it performed far below expectation. His performance was very, very poor, especially in the area of rivers, because he promised Nigerians that we are going to, immediately we finish from the polling unit, they will transmit the result directly from beaver to server. But to our greatest surprise, after the election, the calculation were still done manually. So on that ground, I believe he did not try at all.
Sir, what do you want? Do you want him to resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
If it were to be a decent society, he did not even need anybody to tell him to resign, because he performed below average, performed poorly. If there is anything worse than resignation, I believe that is what he should have done, because he disappointed almost every Nigerian. So I don't know if it's anything that is worse than resignation. That is what I will even recommend for him. He should go, because he did not try. He disappointed us. So he should throw in the towel and leave the stage.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
To me, no. To me, no. He did not. He didn't at all. Because we expected something better than this. People were disenfranchised. So to me, no.
So do you want him to resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
The best thing in the global world, he should resign due to the outcry of the people. We expected more than what he did. So the best thing for him to step down.
Thank you. Hello, sir. Do you think the INEC chairman, Professor Yakubu, did a very good job in the last just concluded general election?
The INEC chairman, as a person who is educated and a professor, show that he lacks capacity in delivering the mandate of the people to the people by openly accepting a rigged election and declaring somebody that does not want the election legitimately the winner. He knows that what he has done is wrong. The man not try. The man a thief. INEC chairman dey bribe am. E clear. Na wetin we wan dey argue. Let me not use English. Let me use my pidgin English. This is Nigeria. INEC chairman, you see wetin you dey upload for your IREV or wetin they call am. Na wetin we get. Me, I snap pictures of result in my polling unit, but what I saw was different. So that's just the conclusion that the election was rigged, was manipulated, and there was a lot of conspiracy in that election. INEC chairman, INEC chairman don fall in hand, don fall in hand. Na thief, don fall in hand. We no fit respect am for Nigeria again. Any office wey wan, no go fit get any office wey wan hold for Nigeria again. Your son na die. If he try, your son na die. INEC chairman cannot boldly walk in the street of Nigeria now, they will kill him.
Do you want him to resign, or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
Sacking here INEC chairman is not even the best. What he has done is that he has rubbished his name. You understand? INEC chairman don rubbish his name. Now, na true INEC chairman I tell you say name that be number first to protect pass money. Na true INEC chairman take get that wisdom, because what the man has done now, he's happy because probably they are giving him millions. But he's happy now, but the repercussion of what he has done, the money cannot even sort for it. The money that, if at all, I'm just alleging, not as you understand me. If at all he was giving money to rig the election, the money given to him cannot even sustain his name anymore. But before his time on earth is over, he has ruined his name in Nigeria. Because what even international observers came and they said what happened in Nigeria was not an election, was a perpetration of crime. Not the election that happened, my sister. Now crime that happened, rigging and everything, thuggery, everything. Someone is saying that it has been happening before. This is not the first election, but this one is too much, too clear.
Thank you. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
That president election when Yakubu do, that man is a person. He himself know who the real winner. Who win that vote now? Obi, not be in. Even before the election, I didn't say Obi win. On October 1st, when they do October 1st, that very day, anywhere you go for this country, what did they hear? Obi. Not even October 1st again. Now Obi they celebrate. With that word alone, they will not say nothing win. If vote, people come and become a fan, come vote. Voluntary, freely.
Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
No, he did some kind of partial in it. Kind of Ojoro way do, they need to give an grade on top. All what he do, no fair. Let's go when finish, Congo they give another person. That one now, let me say I get first, Congo they give another person. Okay, I go pat you. I go enjoy you. I not get drill.
So do you want him to resign, or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
Yes, may I resign. Resign now better pass sack, because the sack now if you can't go there, you can't come back again. Sack is better.
Thank you. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the last just concluded election?
No. The election was not satisfies people, even I myself, because it was form of ringing something, just a ringing something. I mean, so it's not a pure this election. That election was not pure.
So do you want him to resign, or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
We don't want it to. We can even, as far as already then we don't want it to. We just want to try him for a few times. If he cannot perform, then the next thing we remove it. That's just the issue, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
For me, as far as I'm concerned, there's no good job. Because it's the first time that we are going to elect president, nobody is dancing, nobody celebrates. With that one, everybody want to know it's not a good job. And secondly, we cannot too much blame Yakubu, because In as much the other people working with him, all of them they are corrupt. So all of them, not only Yakubu, the other commissioner.
Do you want him to resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
I live by myself, nobody to tell him to resign, but to resign honorably. Without being told, they want to know to resign honorably. That all the country around, nobody is happy with the election.
Thank you, sir.
We thank God that people did not riot, that to cause a human life. I think you see what is happening for Lagos is an open eye opener. That the election, everything is very, very bad. It will not say. At least it's 1999 we have conducted election. This is the worst part of it we have witnessed.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
No. Just because that I can say there's injustice in the case because according to the East State, they give report of their population. So we discovered that in many states, according to them, they say Obi win because publicly they show them in telly. We saw some of them. Even in some part of northern part, when they counted the vote, Obi even win some of the states over there. So I can say there is injustice in the present election. So it's something they have to look into.
So do you think he should resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
And yeah, he should, as far as it does not, the fact are not be said, he should resign. Yeah.
Thank you. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
Like subsequent election that have ever take place in Nigeria, I believe this one is the worst election so far. Because if you see the manipulation, it's very obvious. And everybody can testify to that this one is a manipulated election. So I believe if you look at this election now, this one, this 2023, then also 2019, also there is a manipulation. On my own part of it, it did not do a good job. So I believe that this election should be reorganized again and possibly people should take the matter to court for other possible addressments.
So do you think the INEC chairman should resign or do you think Buhari should sack him from his post?
And if you look at what has transpired as INEC chairman, you see that such person does not have integrity to even occupy such an office. Before you can take anybody as INEC chairman, it's an independent body. You are not working for anybody. You are working for the whole Nigeria, not those who elect you. So I believe that he should honorably resign by himself. And INEC chairman should not be elected by the president. Should not be. They should vote him. They should vote such person by the populace of Nigeria. He should not be elected by any president or any House of Assembly. He should be voted for the way they are voted for president. So such person should be voted for. So he should resign. If he have integrity, he should resign. Nigeria are yearning for him to resign. So he should resign.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
He performed so poorly, and I think the reason for that is because he collected pride.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So do you want him to resign now or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
If he's in a sane world, by now he should have resigned. That's the truth. He should have resigned by the election results that we have. But I think he's working with Buhari. It's APC government that put him there. So that's why he's even having this confidence. I read over the news. It was like if anybody that talk against his personality, that he will sue the person to court. That's to show you that he has a strong backup.
Thank you. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the just concluded general election?
Before God and man, he didn't do well. He disappointed Nigeria as a whole.
That's all I can say. But I believe that God's judgment will come upon him at when due. Let God take charge.
So, sir, should he resign or should Buhari sack him from his post?
I believe that he should not. We should not say he should resign. He should. Buhari is supposed to call into order. I believe they work together as a team because that man he acted on Buhari's instruction. He has no power of his own. I believe that they work together as a team.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do you think INEC chairman Professor Yakubu did a good job in the last just concluded general election?
You and I know that he has done a very big blunder to Nigeria. At the time this bomb that is set to explode, Nigeria will be in crisis. Me and you will not stand here talking. It's a disaster that he has done to Nigeria system, election system. He has jeopardized the whole thing.
Sir, so what do you want? Do you want him to resign or do you want Buhari to sack him from his post?
Very well. The man should think of where to go because he has done a blunder to Nigerian system and to Nigerian election system. Boris himself should think what to do before it's too late because it's a time bomb. The time this thing will explode, Boris will not be sitting down there.